and gentlemen, let's welcome FarhanAkhtar.
Ashok.
I welcome everyone on behalf of Rock On Music and DJ Pola to the press launch of FarhanAkhtar, and thank you all for coming. I would also like to thank Farhan for coming. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening all. I'm Sarika from Star, and thank you for being here. On behalf of Star, a very warm welcome to FarhanAkhtar. We're very pleased that you're here, and we hope this is one of many more concerts to come. As media partners, we're very proud to be associated with the UK 2018 concert tour of FarhanAkhtar. And personally, I'd like to take this opportunity to say thank you to Farhan. We've enjoyed your creative genius over the years. And Dil Chahta Hai continues to be the absolute benchmark in redefining Bollywood's youth films. And I'm really looking forward to the concert. All the best, Farhan, and rock on.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Yashi from Rhea. Farhan, first of all, thank you for coming, and we are super honored to be, associated with this project, and I wish you all the best.
Hi everybody, I'm Nalin Patel from Rock On Music, and I welcome FarhanAkhtar for his tour for UK, and thank you very much for all of you coming here.
I would now like to give the media the opportunity to ask questions.
Hello FarhanAkhtar, welcome. My name is Farah Ahmed. I'm a radio and television presenter. First of all, I think you're amazing with your career, what you've done. Now, you're a director, producer, writer, actor, singer. And of course now you're going to be performing live here in the UK with Rock On Music for the first time. But is there anything जो FarhanAkhtar नहीं कर सकता है?
आपने मेरी हैंडराइटिंग देखी है? मैं ठीक से लिख नहीं पाता हूँ. But let me please firstly say thank you to these wonderful people sitting beside me for having me here, for inviting me to perform in the UK, for fans who have been hoping to perform for the last 3.5 to 4 years. We've been doing concerts in India, we've been to the US, we've been to the Middle East, we've been to Australia. And I've always been hoping that at some point we could come to the UK. The UK, there's so much love that has been given to us for the kind of movies that we've done, for the work that I've done. And this is something that I was waiting should happen for happening for a very long time. So thank you very much, everybody here for having this event and for inviting us over. और जहाँ तक आपके सवाल का जवाब है, मतलब ऐसी मतलब बहुत सी चीज़ें हैं जो मतलब मैं नहीं कर पाता हूँ, मगर मैं पब्लिकली मैं बताता नहीं लोगों को क्या है, लेकिन जो चीज़ें मैं करता हूँ वही कहूँगा कि वो बिल्कुल दिल से करता हूँ. कुछ भी ऐसी चीज़ नहीं करता हूँ जो मुझे लगता है कि मैं उसे 100% ना दूँ. So that's really how I approach my work, my passions. I guess that's the answer.
What would your advice be to somebody? So say there is someone who, for example, like I'm myself, I'm a radio presenter and I'm now trying to get into television presenting as well. You have done a lot, okay, but has there any time been where you thought to yourself, I can't do this, or do you see everything that you've done as a challenge and you say, no, I'm going to do it?
I think a person should know to a certain extent, I guess, what their limitations are. But then of course, you don't have to stop at those, but you have to figure out how is it that I can then improve myself to try and break through those limitations, through those boundaries, push that envelope, challenge myself. And especially in the creative field, it is important to not just slip into some kind of complacency. You just feel that, okay, things are going well, so why rock the boat? I do feel that there are different ways in which I like expressing myself. I cannot speak for everyone because everyone's calling is different. There are different reasons why a musician or an actor or a director makes films. My reasons are different. But I do feel that there is a part of me that wants to entertain people through film. There is a part of me that wants to entertain people through music. Reach out, engage with them about issues. And also beyond that, through experiences that I've had in my life. So the things that I share on social media, are very ready about, oh, I'm doing this film, come and watch it, or this is the latest brand that I'm endorsing. It's usually about experiences in my life that mean something to me, and I feel that sharing that with people, that can, I don't know, somehow excite them, inspire them to maybe follow their own passions. That's something that I find very exciting to do.
And what would you like to say about Rock On Music for this big tour that you've got coming up?
It's the best name that I've ever heard. Seriously, there couldn't be a better fit to come and play for Rock On Music. It's of course, as most people know, it's a very special film to me. And to be here, Naren Bhai is here, Vijay is here, to just be here with them and to have them promoting this, it truly is an honor.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Meg from the CLP Media. As this is your first time in the UK, what's the message you're going to give to your fans? What they can expect from the concert?
I think the important thing is for people to come and have fun, and so I don't want to get into too much detail of what the set list will be and what we're going to do. That element of discovery is always nice when you come in to watch the show. But the intention really is that people come in, get a little bit nostalgic, enjoy the music, dance. That's a really, really important part of the kind of show that we do. We don't want people just sitting around and listening. We want them to kind of get actively involved. And we've been fortunate, and I think it's been great wherever we've gone, where we've had to start with a sit-down audience. More often than not, they've always gotten up and come and joined the party. So that's what we're hoping should happen here with the crowd as well.
Hi, Farhan from Like Radio. Great to see you in London. Who would you say is your favourite performer on stage?
My favourite performer on stage. It's difficult to say. There's many people over the years that I've grown up watching. I always have enjoyed those performances where there is a lot of physicality involved. I do enjoy that. It's somehow, for me as a viewer, keeps the energy always up. So be it Jackson, be it Mick Jagger, be it Axl Rose. So these performers to me, Freddie Mercury, there's a certain physicality in their performance. Of course they sang amazingly well, and their songs were great songs. But when you're watching them live, it's not only really about the song, it's also about the persona and there's just the physicality of what that person is doing. And that to me is something that I've always enjoyed. I was very fortunate that at a very young age, my mom took me to Shamugananda Hall in Mumbai to watch Kishore Kumar live. It was one of his last few concerts that he did before he passed away, much too early. So even to see him, he was very, very physical in his concerts. He'd dance a lot and he'd have a lot of fun with the crowd. And every time he'd ended with Ina Meena Tika, which is his famous song, and he'd invite anyone and everyone who wanted to come up on the stage and dance with him. So these are the things that I watched, and that's really what the audience wants. They want a certain kind of an interactive element when you're doing a concert. One thing is listening to the music, but there's also, you want to be a part of the experience somehow a little bit more. And since we don't have things to rely on, like the crazy lights or the crazy graphics at the back, so we kind of make it physical, and we make it more interactive with what we do on stage and what we can do with the audience, and that's really what it is.
Can I just say, Zindagi Na Milli Dobara is my favourite film ever.
Thank you very much.
I love that film. And that, I'm sorry to say, with that scene when with the kids too, I just can't stop laughing.
Right.
Seeing that happens. But is there going to be a sequel to that movie?
That really depends on Zoya and Rima.
Can you push her?
Please trust me. We're very close to kidnapping Rima and telling Zoya to start writing the script. But no, whether it's Ritik, whether it's Katrina, whether it's Abhay, Kalki, myself, Ritesh, people who watch the film, everyone keeps telling her that. But it's a kind of there are pros and cons to doing something like that, because there's a lot of love for that film, and a lot of times people expect the same film. Your love for that film is, when you say make something like it, you're actually wanting the same film again. Because you want the same experience again. And it's very, very scary at times whether that's possible, because it then can jade or somehow take something away from the magic that was created the first time. But I do hope that Zoya and Rima, they're very talented writers, we keep reminding them that also. And please get to it. But they're both busy now. Rima is Gold releasing on the 15th of August. So she's busy with posts on that. Zoya's busy on Gully Boy with the post. So let them get through all of this, then we'll start watching them.
Farhan, I'm Selena Now, it's the first time you're here in the UK. What can we in the UK expect from your concert? Are there going to be any surprises? And what does it mean to you to perform here in the UK?
I think I've actually kind of touched upon both these answers. I don't like really discussing too much about what's going to happen on stage. I mean, there's one thing that we've planned to do, but I mean, then depending on how the crowd is feeling and how things are, I mean, things change. So I don't know, that we'll see, when the day arrives. And I mean, it's, for me, what's really important is that the audience goes back with happy memories of time well spent, money well spent. That's very important to me. So we're just going to make sure that we do our best to make sure that they have a memorable fun time.
Hi Farhan, this is Rizal Khan, and it's a pleasure to have you here in London. And like you said, you've travelled around the world and you saved the best till last as you finally came to the UK. London must be a really special city to you, so I want to know what makes London as a city special for you. And my second question is, who's your money on for the World Cup? Because tonight is a big night for us, because we're in the finals after 20 years.
And tonight's not the big night. The big night will be on Sunday when you play against France.
Yeah.
You have to think ahead. You have to think
Exactly.
But I mean, yeah, I do hope England win. I have a lot of friends here. A lot of people who support the team very, very closely. Also, as far as league football goes, I'm very invested in the EPL in terms of being a fan. So I do hope that England can do it. It's a long time coming, so let's keep up with this for the best.
Hi Farhan, क्या है? मेरा नाम उमेश है, मैं डोले शोले का एक चैनल चलाता हूँ जहाँ पे मैं फिल्म और फिटनेस को कंबाइन करता हूँ. I have two quick questions. One, as you do a lot of concerts, what advice would you give to aspiring YouTubers who are doing music to earn money while following their passion?
Yeah, this question is better for my kids. This YouTuber, I mean, it's an amazing thing. I mean, I see my kids are constantly on it. I've met a couple of people who are YouTubers who make complete careers out of it, are doing really well. I don't really understand it. I'm still trying to come to terms with figuring out how that whole space works. So I really don't know what advice to give anybody who's doing that thing. So I'm not the right person.
Just in music, how do they earn or sustain themselves while following their passion?
Again, I don't know how the revenue system in YouTube works.
Okay.
For me to give you advice or anyone advice as to what they should do on YouTube or not do.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I just feel as far as musicians go, it would be nice to share your story of your life, who you are, what you like, what you want, anything. I think that's, as an artist, that's what people expect from you. They may like it, they may not like it, but I think that's eventually what makes you an artist. I mean, there's one thing covering other people's songs, there's one thing doing all of that, remixing other things. But somehow, as an artist, you want to start really sharing who it is that you are, what you stand for, what you believe in. And that to me is what's important, creatively at least. I don't know about the money aspect of YouTube. I really have not.
Farhan, this is Haq here from Daily UK Times. अपना experience बताइए between singing and acting. As obviously you are such an amazing actor as well as a singer as well. So कैसा आपको because both are very different fields. So थोड़ा सा और second question ये है कि you show आपका नवंबर में है, you got lot of response and as you coming in UK tour, तो इतना अच्छा response जो आपको UK से मिल रहा है, तो how you feel?
So of course it feels good. I mean, you want people, you're coming here to share your music and your love for music with an audience. So the more people that come, the merrier the evening is going to be. So it's very exciting to know that there should be a lot of people coming in to watch us play. As far as the difference actually singing और acting में सबसे ज़्यादा जो फर्क है वो ये है कि जब आप acting कर रहे हैं तो you're on some level pretending to be somebody else. You do endeavor and try your best to make sure that it can be as relatable to you as possible, so that when you're performing you're not having to act. You can be in the moment. But with singing, it really is, you don't want to perform. You don't want to put on an act at all. You want to just go on stage, be yourself. That's what the audience appreciates most. When you're just there, being yourself. I mean, if you just say what's on your mind, just do whatever you feel like. The more fun you have on stage, the more fun the audience has. And it's an amazing cycle. that you feel, like the energy that goes back and forth between the crowd and you. So firstly, performing live has a certain magic to it that acting in a film cannot give you in the moment. Of course, when a film does well and there's a huge success, it feels great. But it's, I think with acting it's more about being someone else, as believably so as possible, of course. And with performing on stage, it's really about just being who you are. I think that's the biggest difference.
Hi Farhan, welcome to London. I'm Ruby Raza from Dilsa Radio. Our sister station is Leica Radio, which are the main radio partners for your concert. Firstly, we're Facebook Live on Leica Radio. Can you give everybody a wave?
Hi everyone.
Secondly, I want to ask you, after seeing Dil Chahta Hai many years ago, I've always seen you as the perfectionist, as like everything is has to be perfect in a movie or anything you do, even I've seen concerts of yours. Do you find that you are, and do you find, is that stressful for you? Do you apply too much pressure on yourself?
No, there is a certain degree, I guess, of learning that has happened along the way, that it is not possible to have everything in control, especially on a film side. And you have to be flexible, you have to somehow make certain changes on a day if things aren't going the way you kind of hope that they would. But then again, there is a clarity of vision that I have in my mind when I'm directing a film or when I'm doing a performance as to how it is I would like it to be. And I try my best, given all those ups and downs that could happen through a schedule, to try and be as true to that, as possible. So that is something that I do. It doesn't feel like pressure to me because I think that's naturally how I approach my work. So it just feels like a part of the process to me, and that's really about it.
So if something doesn't work out how you want it, would you get a bit upset over it?
I absolutely. There have been times. I remember I was shooting a scene in Dil Chahta Hai in Australia, and there was. I don't know if you remember the film clearly enough or not.
I've seen it plenty.
Right. So there's that moment where after Preeti has a fight with Ayub, the character, in the house after she's come back from the opera night, and she goes out for a walk all by herself, and she goes and sits down in a cafe, and she looks out of the window and Ahmed's standing there, and then this waitress comes in and goes out and he's not. And then there was the scene ends on her just kind of looking out. And I wanted to end that scene with like going really far across the road and like taking a shot of just an empty street and just this little lonely figure of her sitting in the window there. And the safety officer said we don't have permission to put the camera in that place. So we tried our best and he just kept saying no, you can't do it. And I had like a breakdown. I started crying. And I don't know. I was like, I really have to have that shot and he couldn't have it. So I left from there, I just walked all the way back to the hotel. I was crying on the way. So I can get like that as well when I really want something. But then over time you realize that you have to find other ways. That was the first time experience of something like that. But you figure out, you just have to kind of work around it and try and maybe just figure out how else you can do it. And that's something that I've kind of learned, as I've gone along.
Well, it shows you're a perfectionist. And good luck with your concert.
Thank you.
Shabnam ABC. Why did you decide to do the concert? What was the thought process behind it? And are you nervous because you can't do a retake live on stage as you can in the film?
Well, the concert thing really, the genesis of it was in 2013. It first started off by me creating an initiative called the Mard Initiative, which is Men Against Rape and Discrimination. So this was started in 2013, actually at the end of 2012, in reaction to the Delhi gang rape incident that had happened, and also a couple of incidents before that had really started getting me even more concerned than I already was. And I really felt that there was something that I needed to do with the anger that was kind of inside me, and I didn't want to just sit in a living room and vent with my friends and say kuch nahi hoga, and like India's like this only, that kind of, we always feel when you're angry you say these things. And we were talking and somebody said, like, why don't you think of something constructive that you could do? So when I started kind of thinking about what it is that was possible and speaking to people, I realized that there was a lot of really good work being done in empowering women, in rehabilitating survivors of rape, and many such things. But there was very little that I could understand being done in speaking to men and getting them to understand what their roles are, what their role is to play in solution building and solution seeking when it comes to gender, ending gender violence and gender discrimination. So that's why I started MUD, to actually reach out to students in colleges, young men, young boys, who are on the cusp of calling themselves men, and on what parameters it is that they base this identity on. Because all of us grow up and we take in cultural references more often than not, what it is that makes me a man. We don't speak to our parents or our uncles and aunties about it, and us like, now, okay, I'm 18 years old, now can I be a man? So there's something around you that you see, this is how men behave. And when you feel that you're behaving like that, you start feeling like I'm a man now. So to just kind of redefine that, just put a lot more focus on, get them to focus a lot more on the passive than only on the aggressive. Because be it film, be it advertising, there's always this go-getter, achiever, you get what you want. If you fail at what you want, you're a loser. It's not really like that. Life's not like that, So to focus on that, so we put together like a MUD charter. And then Anurag, who's standing right here, who I spoke to about it, mentioned to me that we should maybe do it through music, since you want to go to colleges. And let's do music, let's also put messaging into music because it will somehow resonate a lot more. And that's how it began. So, and we've been since then to, I would imagine, over 160, 170 colleges across India, engaged with students regarding MUD. So that's been happening, and so that's really how the music started. This we do, there's also the MUD messaging will be a part of the concert here. And yeah, that's what it is.
Any more questions?
Hi, my name is Sajjad Khan. I'm social media journalist. आप पूरी दुनिया में डिफरेंट कंट्री में फिल्म शूट करने जाते हैं, पाकिस्तान में कब जा रहे हैं? आपकी वहाँ पर बड़ी फैन फॉलोअर्स है, आप अवार्ड करने जाते हैं डिफरेंट कंट्रीज में, तो आई अवार्ड लाइक, तो पाकिस्तान में कब जाते हैं?
See, sir, Pakistan में से shooting is difficult because Pakistan and India look so similar that we can shoot it in India. That's the thing. तो इस वक्त मतलब ऐसी कोई फिल्म मेरे नज़र में आई नहीं है, किसी ने मुझे ऑफर नहीं किया है जिसमें मुझे जाना पड़े, लेकिन मुझे इन्विटेशंस आए हैं। कराची में फिल्म फेस्टिवल एक होता है, उसके लिए आए हैं, तो I'm looking forward to going for the film festival to start with, and then as and when films happen, gladly, I would love to.
Thank you.
Music-wise, if you could collaborate with a singer, not Bollywood, which singer would you collaborate with and why?
I don't know if I have an answer to this question, to be honest with you. I don't have a wish list of like a top 3 people or a top 5 people that I would like to collaborate with. There's many people who I just loved growing up. So, for the lack of anything else, I'll take the name. Somebody like Sir Paul McCartney, for example, who's one of my biggest influences. My love for music, my love for playing guitar started with listening to the Beatles. So to maybe just to do something with him, for example, would be probably the most amazing thing that could happen.
सबने सवाल पूछ लिया, I want to say something to you. ज़िंदगी ना मेरे की दोबारा जो तलफ़्फ़ुज़ आपका था, that's amazing, बहुत शेर व शायरी, क्योंकि मैं भी करता तो नहीं, पर आखिर मैंने एक चीज़ लिखी थी जो मैं सुनाना चाहता हूँ, अगर ज़्यादा तो। और इसके बाद बस एक क्वेश्चन आपसे एक और पूछना चाहता है कि होगी हर किसी की ख्वाहिश चांद सितारे पाने की, अपनी तो ख्वाहिश है खुद सितारा बन जाने की। कोई चाहता है किसी को दिल में बसाना, अपनी तो चाहत है हर एक को दिल में बसाना। बायोपिक जो आपने किया और जो फिल्में बन रही हैं, अमेजिंग, आपको बेस्ट एक्टर अवार्ड मिला और जैसे कि संजय की हुई है, तो हाउ यू फील, कैसा ये ट्रेंड शुरू हुआ है? और क्योंकि बहुत सारे लोग कोशिश कर रहे हैं, मगर जिस तरह आपने काम किया अमेजिंग, तो कुछ थोड़ा सा
आई डोंट नो, मतलब ट्रेंड के बारे में क्या कहूँ। मुझे खुशी है कि मैं हमेशा, मुझे ऐसा लगा है जब मैंने फिल्में देखी हैं जो जिंदगी से जिन्होंने प्रेरणा ली है, जो जीवनी के किसी जीवनी पे बनी है, कि उनमें से मतलब सीखने को बहुत मिलता है, क्योंकि जब आप जानते हैं कि ये किसी पर आप बीती है तो किस तरह से उन्होंने उसे मतलब एक स्ट्रेंथ बनाया है, क्या सीखा उन्होंने, किस तरह से उस प्रॉब्लम को फेस किया, किस तरह से वो किसी मुसीबत से निकले, तो आपको बहुत प्रेरणा मिलती है लाइफ के बारे में, क्योंकि ऐसा नहीं है कि किसी ने अपनी कल्पना में की है, मतलब हकीकत में हुआ है ऐसा। तो यू गेट टू लर्न अबाउट ह्यूमन बिहेवियर, ह्यूमन कैरेक्टर, ह्यूमन रिजॉल्व, and I enjoy watching biopics, you know, so as long as they're well made and as long as the story is not just rosy, I think that's important, क्योंकि ज़िंदगी में मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि सब everything only mind blowing, you know, so it's nice to focus on also the things that were somehow, I mean, for the lack of another word, you know, the ugly side of life, you know, the ugly side of emotion, because all of us have the potential to have it within us, you know, and the lives that have really like make for exciting viewing are when you can get the holistic view and not just that एक आदमी था उसने एक सपना देखा और फिर उसने कर दिखाया, you know, there's many other things to life than that, so I enjoy those where you get to see a little bit grey in a person than just black and white.
This year is the 70th year of Air India in London. We started off in 1948 and we had a function very recently and for which we had made a small video. Now, just looking at Farhan, I remembered that 1956 was the year when we touched Australia for the first time, and I think in your movie it shows that you are traveling by the end of it. Of course, that's small error in that you were using a napkin, which was much later. That's a small. But really, that I mean, you are a fabulous actor. I mean, one of the scenes which always makes me cry whenever I watch it. You know, when your sister is coming and asking her to feel the pockets where she finds the earrings. I mean, it's an amazing scene. Every time you say, of course, probably we have become quite old. We may not be so sensitive to the youngsters. It's an old line, but for a young country. And Farhan, I think you represent that youth of India, which is, you know, which is changing the concept of Indians everywhere. You are capable of everything. I have seen your amazing acting, and I'm sure we will follow the path of Kishore Kumar, who initially was a great actor, a performer, of course, absolute top singer, and I wish you could do some comedy roles. That is something which I'm looking forward to. Thank you.
Farhan, would you like to say anything to round off?
Listen, I would like to first tell him here that we are doing a film called Gold right now, and that film is it's inspired from the first Free India hockey team, and they travelled to the UK in 1948 on an Air India flight and played England in the final and won. So that's what the story is about. So and then here's another film reference, another film link between you and me. That's it. Sorry.
Anything else you'd like to say?
No, just thank you very much for this wonderful chat, for being interested in what it is that we are doing here. I look forward to being back in November. I look forward to celebrating this Sunday with all of you. And thank you very much. Rock on.
Welcome back to thank you for coming today. And we all look forward to the shows. So we have 2nd of November at the De Montfort Hall, Leicester, and 4th of November at the Indigo at the O2 London. And we will really enjoy watching the shows. Thank you for coming.